Naruto chuckled weakly as he laid next to the unconscious form of Sasuke. He did it. He really did it. He was able to keep his promise to Sakura. Slowly, he arose and limped over to his best friend, leaning down next to him, gasping in pain as he clutched the hole in his chest. "Kit, be gentle." Naruto jumped, frantically looking around for the voice dripping with demonic essence. "Wadash. You really are dim, aren't you, Kit? I've only been in you for, what, your whole fucking life?" Naruto's eyes widened. "QB? Correct, Kit. When you used me to help bombard sense into that traitor of a false bloodline, the seal weakened somewhat. We can now speak." "False bloodline? Really? That's what you ask now? Hurry, bring the Uchiha back to Konoha. He needs medical attention. I'm healing you as fast as I can." "Why are you helping me, QB? Don't you hate me? For the love of Kami, are you really that stupid? That's a question I should ask you. I've made your life a living hell. Now, if it was anyone else, I couldn't care less about those weak fleshwalkers and their horrid ways and short lives, but you've grown on me, Kid. First human to ever do so." Naruto smiled. "I don't hate you, QB. Without you, Sasuke wouldn't be able to return home now. Thank you, Furball." QB felt the side of his fox lips twitch in slight amusement and annoyance. He shook his head and sent the boy a playful glare. "Whatever, Kid, whatever." Naruto chuckled again as he slowly lifted Sasuke onto his back. Naruto groaned in pain and started limping towards the forest. He had a goal and a promise to finish. He couldn't sit around and talk to the furball all day. Kakashi clutched his hands into fists in the shadows, eyes glaring at his student. The demon really did it. He beat Sasuke even with the curse mark. Only a true demon could do so. He was right all along. Why Jiraiya went and trained the demon instead of the Uchiha was beyond him. Kakashi then noticed Naruto struggling and his eyes wandered to the gaping hole in his gut. He smiled behind his mask as he started making hand signs. Naruto, being exhausted both physically and mentally, didn't hear the buzzing sound until it went straight through his stomach for him to see a Chidori. He dropped Sasuke and coughed out blood. "Kid." Naruto fell onto his back when the hand removed itself and struggled to see who his attacker was. His heart nearly stopped himself when he saw Kakashi-sensei holding Sasuke over his shoulder gently. "Kakashi-sensei." Naruto's heart sank when he saw Kakashi's scorn. No, Kakashi couldn't be like them, he can't. He always smiled at him, treated him to ramen, spoke kind words. "I am not your sensei, demon." "Be but dash." Silence. "If you're wondering, I never liked you. Acting is supposed to be a shinobi's finest point, yes? Now, I'll leave you to die. Tell the village and Sasuke that he killed you, unlocking the ultimate form of the Sharingan." Naruto felt tears fall down his eyes, slowly shaking his head. This couldn't be true, it can't. This had to be a dream. Yes! He passed out while fighting Sasuke. This isn't real. Damn human. Just wait. When I'm out, I'll rip you to shreds. Kakashi smirked at Naruto's face of pure dread and terror. It made him feel good. "And I'll be considered a hero dash," he continued, "for killing the demon who killed my sensei. Anytime now. Wake up. Wake up." Kakashi slowly walked towards Naruto and looked down at him. He raised his foot high behind him, aiming for his head. "Come on. Wake up. Kid." "I'm not going to wake up, am I, QB?" Naruto trailed off his own thoughts. "Kid. Hold on." Kakashi brought his foot down, slamming it onto Naruto's head. Naruto screamed loudly before blacking out, blood flowing from his head now as well. Kakashi nodded at his work before turning around and heading towards the forest. "Kick it? Kid. Wake up." Kamiyami, otherwise known as the Shinigami, and Tozi watched with disdain as the history unfolded itself. They couldn't believe it. What had Minato seen in these people of Konoha? Naruto's own sensei. "I've had enough," declared Yami. When she sealed Kyuubi inside baby Naruto, she herself had heard the man's request. It pained her how no one besides few actually listened. "This is dreadful. That village shouldn't exist," spoke Tozi, shaking her head. Cammy growled and stood up from her throne. Sisters, let us go. The other two nodded before they disappeared. They reappeared before the barely alive Naruto. Cammy leaned down, slowly pulled him up, then kissed him. Shortly after, his wounds started to heal enough for him to regain consciousness. When he saw what was happening, he screamed, jumped back, then howled in pain as he clutched his still-open wound. The three most beautiful women he'd ever seen smiled at him, clearly amused at his antics. This caused him to blush, much to his displeasure. Kid. QB sighed in relief. I'm glad. W, who are you? Then he blinked. Wait. I am alive? How? Because we made it so, young one, spoke the most beautiful of them all, Cammy. We are the three goddesses. Naruto did a double take. The three goddesses. Cammy, Yami, and Tozi? Realizing who he stood before, Naruto embraced the pain, stood up, and bowed as low as he could go. What do I owe this honor? He felt a hand on his shoulder and looked up to see Tozi smiling down at him. There'll be no need for that, she spoke kindly. We've been watching you. Why you have? He asked, sitting down to ease the pain. Why? Because of Minato. Not to mention, you're one of the purest souls alive. And from what we've seen, we're absolutely disgusted at Konoha. We wish for its downfall. Will you assist us, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze? And Namikaze. Your father was Minato Namikaze. Naruto felt lightheaded at this. What'll it be, hot stuff, spoke Yami. We can help you in the downfall, but for a price. When you're strong enough, you'll be ours. Yes, in that way. We'll grant you immortality, and we don't mind if you're with other women. Naruto blushed again before thinking. Konoha did nothing but hurt him, call him a demon, and now betrayed him. They deserved long put-back judgment. He made a decision. Only the pure and the kind shall be spared, and he already knew who they were. He looked up at the goddesses before bowing his head. I accept the price. Help me bring that dreaded hellhole to the ground. The three goddesses smiled in pride before Cammy stepped forward. I shall give you the gift of life. You may heal any injury, even death. You're now immortal. When you turn 18, your aging process will stop permanently, she said, kissing his forehead, causing him to glow blue before stepping back. Yami stepped forward. I give you the gift of death. By touching someone, you may cause them to die however you wish, she said, kissing his cheek, causing him to glow a blackish purple. Tozi was last. I give you the gift of nature. You may control it all, however you wish. It is at your disposal. And with it, you will no longer need hand signs to perform jutsu. She kissed his other cheek and he glowed green. Suddenly, the three glows returned and he clutched his eyes in slight pain. When he removed his hands, they were black and swirling with purple, green, and blue floating around. His eyes were slits with 4 tomos like a full-fledged Sharingan circling it with rings like the Rinnegan. He blinked and he returned to normal. Wah! That was infinity. A special type of jutsu eye that had a combination of 3 eye techniques, Sharingan, Byakugan, and the Rinnegan. Plus, it has some of its own features as well. You now know every single jutsu known to man and animal. Naruto stayed silent before bowing his head once more. You have been kind, giving me so much. Oh, we're not done yet, exclaimed the ever-enthusiastic Yami. We're bringing you to meet a friend of ours in a different dimension. While you're training with him for 3 years, Cammy will take care of informing that dastardly village of your living. I'll destroy the Akatsuki and Madara, and Tozi will take care of that damn snake. Naruto's eyes watered. "Why?" he gasped out. "And no one's ever done something so nice for me before." The 3 held him. "It's because of your pure soul. Now sleep. When you wake up, you'll be with the Dragon King." Naruto nodded, dozing off in the women's arms. Bahamut, the Dragon King, looked over his kingdom. His dragons have just hidden from their children like ordered. Good. Suddenly, his ears perked up. He turned around to see Cammy, goddess of life, before him holding a small child. Out of respect, which the Dragon King held for almost no one, he bowed. "My ladyship, what do I owe this honor?" The goddess held out the child in her arms, covered in dry blood. Bahamut raised an eyebrow while Cammy laid him down. We, the three goddesses, would like you to train him as your son who you'll never abandon. What? The dragon asked in shock. You wish for me, the Dragon King who's never trained anyone, to do so to a child and adopt him? Are you crazy, my ladyship? The woman shook her head. Look into his memories, Bahamut. You won't find a finer man. This is but a child. Trust me, he's greater than a man. Bahamut sighed. He couldn't say no to this goddess. He brought his tail around and touched the boy's bloody forehead, and the two started to glow. He shut his eyes. He awoke in a chamber to low growling that might have sent shivers down more weaker dragons. He turned to see a nine-tailed fox as big as him. His eyes widened before he scowled. Hubie, he spoke with venom. Hubie just simply stared at him with pitless red eyes that showed sadness through the bars. Bahamut, it's been long. What are you doing in my host's mindscape? Why are you locked behind a cage? If you're here to search his memories, you know. Just be careful to not go behind the taped-off door. I sealed those myself. Why? They're 100 times worse than what you're about to see. This kid is strong, but if I didn't do what I did, well, just brace yourself. Bahamut did and wandered throughout the memories of the child. He was disgusted. All the beatings, horrible words, and he could still smile, even if it was mostly a mask. All that blood and memories. It's a miracle he had emotions at all. He growled at one of the memories, horrified. He was even crucified when he was a child. Merely 8. This boy had earned something Behemoth never gave. Respect. He then saw something that made his blood boil as hot as Igneal's fire. Naruto's own sensei tried to murder him, just for a traitor. A traitor? Bahamut agreed with Kami. Konoha must be damned. He pulled out from the boy, burning with anger. He turned to the goddess. I will adopt and train him. He shall be the greatest dragon slayer and ninja in 3 years, the Dragon Prince. The goddess smiled in relief. I have elsewhere that requires me. I thank you, Dragon King, she said with a slight bow of her head, surprising Behemoth, before disappearing. Kakashi walked into Konoha, doing his best to look sad when he was actually ecstatic. He killed the demon. Too bad if he said anything Tsunade would murder him to a millennia. Once he stepped in, he was surrounded by ninja and civilians alike. Tsunade walked up to him and looked around frantically. Where's Naruto? It sickened him that the Hokage could feel so much for a demon. He took up acting, looking as sad as he could, and closed his eyes. Tsunade felt her heart break. She jumped forwards and grabbed Kakashi by the shirt. Kakashi Hitaki, where's Naruto? Sasuke and Naruto fought hard. In the end, the Rasengan and Chidori hit. Naruto didn't survive. Tsunade started shaking, her eyes in shock. Naruto's friends were as well. The citizens, on the other hand, started cheering and congratulating. Kakashi looked to the side to see Gaara with a slightly shocked look on his face before the redhead growled. Naruto wouldn't die from that. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. What are you talking about? I only speak honorably to powerful warriors. Naruto wouldn't die from that. Gaara, don't you think the Uchiha, who defeated you, would come out victorious? Asked a councilwoman. Gaara growled, making the woman shrink. Who told you it was Sasuke? It wasn't him. He was easily defeated. Naruto was the one who beat me, said Gaara, remembering the hardest head but he'd ever felt from the blonde. Gaara, don't dash. You think I wouldn't know? I was there. The Uchiha fainted after a few minuets without even putting a scratch on me. I'm sorry, Gaara. Naruto's dead. Gaara felt the one tail shift uneasily. He didn't. What's the matter, Ichibi? Smell the bastard scent. Even I don't want the blood of such a man. Smell him. Gaara's blood ran cold before he started growling, giving Kakashi a glare that almost made him faint. You said, you saw Naruto die, correct? Kakashi nodded, causing Tsunade to wail and Hinata to instantly clutch her father, crying. That's strange, because I smell something that shouldn't be there if that's indeed the truth. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. What are you talking about? Tell me, why do you smell of Naruto's blood? He demanded, looking more feral than ever. Temari gasped and Kankuro looked shocked. You didn't. The puppet master spoke. Many of the clan heads released their killing intent towards the one-eyed Jounin. That wasn't what Kakashi was afraid of though. No, it was the look on Tsunade's face. It looked like she was about to go on a massacre. What? Did you do? I stabbed the poor boy in the heart with a chidori he did. The village turned to look at a gorgeous woman with her hands on her hips and a stern look. She was glaring at Kakashi, which made him weak in the knees. It was even worse than an Uchiha glare. Who are you? Demanded a villager. Who are you to demand my name? The civilian council. The woman scoffed. I am not under your council's authority. Tsunade, still shaking in rage and promising Kakashi pain, turned to the woman. I am Tsunade, 5th Hokage of Konohagakure. You are. That's more like it, the woman spoke, flaunting her breasts that were larger than Tsunade, which made the men drool. I am Kami, goddess of life and light. Gasps radiated throughout Konoha and an overweight man walked up to her with lust-filled eyes. Are you here to congratulate us for finally killing the demon? Or are you going to thank us? He asked with eyes that devoured her. How dare you? She snapped her fingers, and the man lit up in fire. Calling a child a demon. He was merely the container. Honestly, I don't understand what Minato saw in you, heathens. How dare you? Screeched Lily Haruno. I dare just fine, woman. I am a goddess. Kakashi Hitaki. Said Cyclops stood at the ready as if he planned on being praised, but that hope was dashed when he saw the look on her face. For doing the unacceptable, you have fallen from my favor as well as Yami's and Tozi's. I hope you find yourself proud of your decision now, Hitaki. Said man looked pale. Anyway, I come bearing a message. The boy lives. Tsunade's face lit up and the civilians growled. He is in our favor. We blessed him. He is being trained, and when he returns in 3 years, he shall be the strongest being you've ever met. Why do you favor a demon? Yeah, bless the Uchiha instead. He needs power. How dare you demand something from me? There's a strict difference between want and need. This village will go up in flames in 3 years. This village is finished. It shall fall by the hands of Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Mumbling started about his last name. But Naruto loves this village more than anything. Tsunade spoke, shocked. That was true, until the Hitaki's betrayal. Honestly, if he was a demon, he'd do what he'll do in 3 years ago. Goodbye, Konoha. Only the pure souls that are in Naruto's favor shall live. Good riddance, she huffed, disappearing. And there was chaos. Gaara, who had been appointed to Kazekage, stood and walked towards the gates. Lord Kazekage, where are you going? Asked Hamura. We need you in the upcoming battle with the demon. Gaara scowled. This place has fallen from my favor as well. I shall spread what has happened here to all your allies. Kami-sama was right. This place deserves to fall. Seriously, Naruto was the only decent being in this village. Kankuro spat. Temari sent them all a glare before following her brother. Itachi didn't understand what happened. Only seconds ago was he sleeping in his bed, only seconds ago was he awoken by screams, and only a second ago did he walk into the Akatsuki's entrance, did he only see a beautiful woman standing before all the tailed beasts they collected. Before her and them were the Akatsuki, dead, even Madara Uchiha. Only Haiden, Kisame, and Deidara were alive, bloodied, and cowering in a corner. Itachi Uchiha. Wonderful to see you. Itachi did his best to look calm. After all, an Uchiha never showed fear. Never. It was hard, though, to be standing before a woman who likely defeated all of the Akatsuki single-handedly with the tailed beasts as backup. The woman's ruby lips molted into a smile as if she could sense his fear. He didn't doubt it, after all, this woman was the embodiment of poison. Yes, she was the meaning of the word beautiful, but it was a deadly beautiful. Her long black hair flowing in waves down her back with red curling at the base and tips, her pale pearl skin made even an Uchiha look tan, and her eyes were a deadly combination of black, red, and purple. She was tall, had a perfect body, and had a proud aura of power around her. Yes, Itachi admitted it, he was terrified just by her appearance. Let's not forget her voice. It was beautiful yet dead. You are, he asked, somehow able to keep his monotone voice. I'm so glad you asked, Itachi. These fools didn't think of asking until Pain and Madara were dead. Oh, I guess you call him Toby, but whatever, she said, nodding towards the cowering S-ranked missing Nin who flinched when she motioned to them. I am Yami, goddess of darkness and death. Many people even call me the Shinigami. Yep. Terrifying. Itachi had never been so scared his entire life. Ita-chan he didn't like that nickname, but when it comes from Yami, he couldn't do anything. I, being a goddess and all, know that you weren't the one to kill your clan. Itachi was shocked, but forced himself not to show it. So, like these wise buffoons, I hope you'll take up my offer. Depends. You know Kakashi, Naruto-kun sensei, yes? Itachi nodded. Naruto's father's student. Don't say that. That man has no right to be such. He tried to murder Naruto. If you'd say Itachi was shocked, you'd be right. Kakashi was a better actor than he thought. He truly believed that one-eyed man liked the QB container, yet he betrayed him. Yami-sama was right. He had no right to be called the Yondaime student if he tried to kill said man's only son. We have blessed Naruto, granted him great powers, and gave him the Dragon King as his new teacher in a different dimension. I want you, along with these men, to teach him how to use his new jutsu. True, he knows them all now, but he still needs practice. Serve him. He is now the Dragon Prince. Serve him, and help him bring down Konoha from their crimes. That place has fallen from our grace. It would have long ago, but Naruto kept us back. Help him complete that goal while devoting your whole lives to him. I'll let you live if you do so. Did he really even have a choice? No. Be a servant or die. I accept, Yami-sama. Wonderful. I'll give you all a year to prepare. Yes, a year. Get lessons or whatever shit you think of together and meet me at the Valley of the End in, I repeat, 1 year from today. Don't even try to run away for I'll hunt you down and kill you. Do I make myself clear? The remaining Akatsuki members nodded. She smiled. Good. Bye, Guardians of the Dragon. Orochimaru was terrified. This unearthly beauty before him was glaring at him with her eyes greener than emeralds. She had slaughtered her way in here and came in without a single drop of blood on her. He couldn't hear, sense the chakra of, or feel anyone else in this entire base. Not even Kabuto. She had completed a massacre. He narrowed his eyes at her. Who are you? He hissed. Show some respect, Snake, she spat back. I am Tozi, goddess of nature. I will not tolerate such words against me. Goddess of nature. Was she here to kill him like his base? If she was, there was one thing certain. He was screwed. My lady, what can I do for you? My sisters and I have turned a blind eye long enough, Orochimaru. We will not stand for this any longer. Your slaughter count could rival that of some demons, and the blood staining you makes you smell like one. Before more things come about, it's time to end it. Yep. Screwed. Even Orochimaru knew he couldn't fight a goddess, let alone win. My lady, he began, trying to pry his way out like always. Let me serve you then. I'll become a great asset to you. The goddess growled at him. Fool. She hissed, causing Orochimaru to flinch, her blonde hair starting to glow a ghostly green. You think I don't know you? I know you're betraying nature, your desire for power, your inclination for blood. It's like your own constitution. Orochimaru gasped when roots wrapped around him. And they weren't ordinary. He knew right away they were impossible to break. This time, he didn't bother to hide his fear. It showed and came off of him in waves towards the wrathful goddess. I planned on fighting you to the death, give you a warrior's death of honor, but I changed my mind. You don't deserve such a privilege. You deserve to die like the dog you are. Know your place, Orochimaru. My sister, Yami, has the perfect punishment waiting for you in hell, and I don't think she likes to be kept waiting. She held out her hand and a vine scythe formed in it. She started walking towards the panicking man. Wait. I won't betray you. Wait. Silence, Orochimaru. Take your death with honor, she spoke, now standing before him. I'm immortal. I can't die. I have so many things I must do. Please. Tozi scoffed, holding the blade high. You sicken me. No, he screamed, but it was of no use. The scythe came down. And it did its job. Tozy let the scythe sink into the ground and the roots retracted, showing no sign that they were even there. You don't deserve a burial. Now I must return to my sisters, she said, vanishing in a green light.